Hello, everybody. This is Lorelei Sibet. Today, I wanted to show you ChatGPT. ChatGPT is an AI that is currently out and being tested. You can find it at chat.openai.com. OpenAI is an open source AI system that has gone through several iterations, and many AI companies use it as the foundation for the products that they have. So I think I did a review of Sonic last week, and they use OpenAI in their system. And many of the other AI systems use it as well. And so, but with ChatGPT, right now it's currently free, and they're basically in a research preview, as you see down here. And what I think it's incredibly powerful is to be able to write free business copy. I write Sonic, and I pay $49.99 a month for 75,000 free words. If I use premium, and then if I use a lower setting, I get more words. And so this is an AI that works just like Write Sonic, but it's free right now. And so what I thought I'd do is I'd pick a business in our group, somebody I know. And what I've chosen is Peaceful Plants. Peaceful Plants is owned by Candace and Heather. And we can see here and I know that they're a new business. And so this is their website at the moment. We see they have a shopping cart system, and they have a shop here. Their homepage is lovely. They have this lovely opening graphic that lets you know that they offer private classes. And then they have some lovely photos of plants down here and tips of things that they offer and they do. And they have an events page, and we can see they've been very busy since they started getting their plants into different places. So all of these places sell Peaceful Plants right now. And then they have a contact page where they also, again, show where you can get the product, and then have a contact form. And they have a page where you can sign up for their newsletter, and they have these different interest areas listed here on their site. So lovely starter business site, really great overview of all the information that someone would need to know. And so, but obviously as you go along, you're going to use some social media posts. You obviously have to write this email. There might be some other pages or even a blog that they want to add to this site to help them get authority with Google as being an expert on plants in San Luis Obispo County. And so, or, elsewhere. And so being able to create that copy when you're just two people in a startup is often difficult. And a lot of times websites and things like this, especially if you're, you have connections and you are selling things, you put your time into creating your product so you can keep selling it, not necessarily into your marketing. And so what I thought I'd do is use them to write some copy with ChatGPT today as an example to help them out. They're going to get all the copy that I produce here today if they want to use it or not. And I'll get their permission. So if you see this, I got their permission. And what I did was I created a Google Doc. So I'm going to paste my results to this Google Doc and then share it with Candace and Heather. And so what I did was I took a little section from their site just so that I remember to stay on topic of the things that they're trying to be experts in, which is houseplants, succulents, and cacti. And I know that on the site, there's quite a bit of discussion about air plants and succulents. And then as we saw in that contact form, they have classes, private classes, home plant care, commercial plant care and consultation, residential consultation, and purchasing plants. And so I thought we would maybe use some of this stuff in the ChatGPT to create their copy. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to ChatGPT. The purpose of this particular AI is that you're having a conversation with this AI. And over the course of the conversation or the course of your chat, it actually remembers things that it told you and continues to build upon the information that it gave you. So the more you can kind of stay in topic when you're doing one of these chats, the better. And if you find, once you get to the end of it that, you don't have any other questions on plants and you need to move to like an automotive body shop, then you want to come back and hit a new chat and start the conversation all over again. And so what I've been doing is I've been saying something really general. Actually, let's talk about succulents, what are they called again? Air plants and house plants. And I hit enter. And now we're going to see the AI sort of give us a general overview of what it knows about these three. And so we're going to let it go here. It's going to probably give us a paragraph or two on each one, succulents, air plants, and then the house plants. And then we will start to expand on this and get it to write us some copy that we can use on the website, in the email newsletter, and on social media posts. I'm going to go with the assumption that obviously there are people who know about cacti and air plants and succulents and house plants, but there are obviously some people that don't. And so I'm going to gear towards the I don't really know anything people, assuming that that's kind of their target customer, is to get people who are unaware, that these exist as plant options, and how to care for them. I once made a joke to a friend about succulents. And just they're kind of low maintenance and stuff. And she was like, "Oh, so for those of us who can't keep normal house plants, you're going to diss on us because these are the only kind of plants that we can keep alive." And I was like, "Okay, point taken. I will no longer say anything about everyone's obsession with succulents." So what we're going to do now, I actually wrote some questions down here. So now let's take this, write 1,000-word sales page targeted to someone who doesn't know about succulents and air plants but wants them for their home. And so we'll go back to ChatGPT and we'll put this request in the box, and we're going to add house plants to this. And now we'll see if it generates a sales page for us. You can see down here these three little dots. It's thinking. Oh, no, it's writing. I see it's repeating a little bit of the information we had above. See, they can bring peace to your life. That's excellent. If I were on my own and I weren't recording, I would actually go a little deeper into this and be like, tell me a little bit more about houseplants. Tell me a little bit more about succulents, and let it write some more copy for me. But we're going to go back, and I have a second. Now we're going to ask it to write 20 social media posts between 180 and 300 characters targeting people who don't know about succulents and air plants but want them for their home. And again, we'll add in houseplants. And now it's going to produce maybe 20. I've done this a couple other times, where one time I told it to produce 100 and it got up to 19. One time I told it to produce 20 and it got to 10 or 12. Or no, it got to 15. And so if you find that it's not producing the number that you want, you can always ask it again to produce another 10, and it shouldn't repeat these since you've already asked for them. The last time I had done this too, they even added hashtags. So I'm surprised it's not doing it this time. I think it's going to make it a 20. Yeah, it broke off at the end of 20. Okay, but this is great. This is an excellent start with some photos and stuff. Obviously, specific if they have the comment in there. Here's 20 social media posts that can be made with different language on each of them. Then we know they have a newsletter. Oh, that's right. I had also done write me a blog post on the 5 best succulents for beginners, and then the 5 best air plants for beginners, and the write me a 2,000 word blog post on the 5 best house plants for beginners. Come on, catch up. Okay. So each of these can go in. Let's do one of them and see what it comes up with. And obviously, in this situation, if one of these plants is something that Candace and Heather don't offer, then you could write this as, now write me a 2,000 word blog post on the 5 best succulents for beginners, and make sure to only include, and then put your 5 types in there, and it would write it for, your best recommended 5 beginner succulents. And it obviously cut off here at the end, but this would be pretty easy for Candace or Heather to add on, given what they know about their business. Okay, so we won't do the other 2, but let's go down here. So now we have a newsletter. So I put, write me a newsletter, sign up copy targeted to people who don't know about succulents and air plants or want to know about their care. Oh, I forgot to put houseplants in there. Could be easily added. So obviously this would be sort of an introductory email or newsletter, one of the first ones that people would get. So it just sort of gives an overview of how Candace and Heather see these different types of plants or what they offer in their business. So this would be on the page to sign up for their newsletter to get the care, to get care tips and be informed about new events, new products. So last we have write me a 1,500 word newsletter that includes the following sections: history of succulents, history of air plants, history of house plants, and 4. And then last, we're going to promote our in-person holiday event at MMM Winery. I made that up. There might be one, but I made it up for this. In Atascadero on December 20th, 2023 at 3 p.m. And so we will take all this. And now we're going to put that in here. Lovely. And again, cut off at the very end. That's okay. And then we're going to write one more. Write a flyer to small to businesses. And flyer targeted to businesses who may consider having is it a house plant still? House plants in their office. Cite 4 reasons, 4 beneficial reasons for having plants around. Let's see what happens. So now what we would do with this specifically, if this, were my site, they were my client, we were working on the website, we would have this as a flyer or a downloadable PDF that could be emailed to local businesses, as well as have a page within the site for companies to have a company sales page, a sales page where you're trying to sell your services, the plants, the care, et cetera, to those particular companies. And maybe even offering, like a free sort of planner, something that would make it really easy for whoever's in charge of purchasing or in charge of, the office space to be able to like pick a starter pack and for, a for the market rate price of whatever it takes for Candace and Heather to go over there, install the plants, and then whatever the maintenance of that looks like, if they choose to, use that type of service. And so I would, given what they had on their contact page of the different types of people that they're looking to contact them, from private classes, home plant care, I would create a sales page for each of these so that people know what that experience would look like for them when they come to the website. And then I would even, mix up my social media among these three and just get this AI to keep writing, give me 20 social media posts targeted to businesses, and, what are the benefits of having plants in the office, and what, why they should choose Peaceful Plants as their connection for that. So then what I'm going to do is we're going to copy this whole entire thing, and we're going to put it back here in at the bottom. And we're going to paste it. You can paste it as plain text if you want to strip out all the formatting. I'm just going to straight paste it so you can see what it looks like. It's going to take a minute as each of the icons in our conversation, these show up as an image, and it needs a minute to load that up. So now if we take a look and we scroll back up, we can see here's our newsletter. Here's the newsletter sign-up copy. Here's the 2,000-word blog post, and all the way back up. So in that amount of time, we've created about 8 pages of content. If I move this up a little bit, it's probably 9 pages. 8 or 9 pages of content in just a short little period of time. And now Candace and Heather can take those words produced by the AI and go through them and either add in things that, that they've been telling their customers, stuff that they've been, using to be able to educate people or using as part of the class. So you sort of personalize this AI language, but at least you have the foundation of what you're trying to communicate to your customers. Generally, to get Google to sort of see you as an authority, you need to have about 25 to 50 blog posts on your site that show Google that this is the thing that you're the expert in, and those are done by keywords. And so this AI could be used, once the keywords are identified of what they could really rank against and maybe get on the first page of Google, then the AI can be used to write those blog posts and be able to fill up the site. Because again, when you're starting up a business, who has time to sit around and write 25 to 50 blog posts about houseplants? And so what I would do is I would write down all the different plants that they're currently handling within their business. And I would almost create like a single care page, or a care sheet on each of those plants. So like if we take one, let's say the jade plant, create a 2,000 word care guide to the, let's give it its formal title. There we go. Snake plant. Let's call it snake plant. Is it a snake plant that I picked? Oh, we'll do it now. To the snake plant for beginners. So now what this should do is it should break out, a little bit more care details. But again, Candace and Heather would need to go through this and add anything, that they have been telling their customers, or they want to make sure their customers know about the care of these plants. And that's it. So I hope that you could see that this particular AI for the moment that's free may be something you want to use for your website or your social media posts or newsletters or any type of copy that you need to make for your business in order to communicate to people what problem of theirs you solve and what your solution is and what your unique value is that you provide in that solution over your competition. And these AI tools can help you write that and at least set the foundation, if not write it entirely, to be able to communicate that to your customers, your potential customers. We'll let this wrap up and then we'll end this recording. If you have any questions, please feel free to reply. I will end up posting this in Facebook as well as on YouTube. So we see here in the care guide for beginner, it ended up stopping at propagation. And so again, Candace and Heather would be able to go through this and add anything else or sort of wrap this up or even add something else to the chat box to generate an additional response. So again, hope you enjoyed. I'll be sure to paste this into their document as well. And thanks so much.